What's up, Average Dad fans? Welcome back to another video, and today it's another versus video. The standard bearer in the Android market, the Galaxy S24 Ultra, versus the new kid in town, the Honor Magic 6 Pro. I'm going to compare these from hardware to software and features and price and cameras and everything in between. Let's go! Now, before we get into the hardware and the software, I think it's only right we start with the price of these devices. Yes, while they are both absolute flagships, there is a stark difference when it comes to cost. Now, if you go to Samsung.com right now, you are getting no deals, essentially. There's no longer a double storage for pre-orders. There's no longer a Samsung Galaxy Watch. So if you're buying a new S24 Ultra, you are going to pay £1,349 for the half terabyte of storage. And I use a half terabyte of storage because that's the base level that the Honor comes in. Now on the Honor side, if you go to Honor UK or Honor Global, you can get the Honor Magic 6 Pro for £899. Now, I should note the RRP for the Honor Magic 6 Pro is £1,099, so still £250 cheaper. But the reason I'm telling you about the $899 price is because you don't need to do anything. You don't even need to enter a code. You simply just go to the website, put it in your bag, and the £200 off voucher is automatically applied. And that is going to be valid until March 27th. So you've still got a full month to get the Honor Magic 6 Pro for £900. So straight away in this versus, that's a £450 difference. And it's important you keep that in mind when we talk through the specs and features in the rest of the video. Now, moving on, I want to start with the displays. By far and away, the most used hardware PCs on any phones is obviously going to be the display. Now, where these two are similar is they're both 6.8 inches, however, implemented differently. I had a few comments when I showed off the S24 Ultra and the Honor Magic 6 Pro in a video earlier, saying that the Magic 6 Pro looked a lot narrower. It is narrower, but it's still a 6.8 inch screen, purely because it curves slightly round the edges. With the Samsung now being a completely flat display, it's 6.8 inches diagonally and it's flat, so it is a wider device. Both are two of the largest on the market, but you make your choice. Do you want that slight curve or do you want the flat display? Now when it comes to refresh rate, both are exact same, 1 Hz all the way up to 120. You can lock it at 120, you can go dynamic, you can sort all that in the settings, but they have the same refresh rate. Where things differ are the brightness. The S24 Ultra has a peak nit brightness in HDR plus and standing on the sun, like in very, very unique circumstances, you're going to get 2600 nits of peak brightness. Between you and I, in direct sunlight, watching HDR10 plus content, the most this is going to go is about 1500 nits, which is plenty bright enough. As you can see here, you can see the display, no problem at all. And with the Honor, the peak brightness is 5000 nits. But again, HDR content in sunlight, you're actually probably going to achieve about 1800 nits. So the screen on the Honor is brighter, but as you've seen here, both are plenty legible in direct sunlight. The actual difference that some people's eyes will see is when it comes to the resolution. The Honor Magic 6 Pro is a full HD plus display. It's almost Quad HD, but not quite. Whereas the Samsung is Quad HD plus. However, out the box, it's full HD plus. So out the box, these phones are going to be exact same resolution, but the Samsung will go up to Quad HD plus. Obviously, keep in mind that I'll damage the battery, and I'll talk about battery later. But for this round, the display on the Samsung is better, but not for anything I've mentioned so far. I talked about this in the Versus video against the Oppo Find X7 Ultra. The reason the S24 Ultra screen is better, in my opinion, is the absolute voodoo magic tomfoolery they've done with this anti-reflective nano coating, I forget what they're calling, but the armor glass display. It is an absolute godsend in direct sunlight or key lights. The anti-reflective coating works, folks. Like, it really does. Don't get me wrong, there'll be screen protectors out there that you can apply to your Honor to get a similar look, but the fact that this is the display, no screen protector, yeah, really, really impressed with it. So for me, display-wise, the Samsung just pips the Honor. Now, if we lived in a world where Bluetooth 5.3 or 5.4 didn't exist, like both these phones have, we would have to rely on the external speakers. Here's a sample from both. I'll let you decide in the comments which one you think sounds better.
Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find some. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now.
Now, as far as other hardware, if you like, it's UFS 4.0 storage on both. It's DDR5X RAM on both. It's the top, it's the best of the best. Both have display out as well. Obviously, you get Samsung DeX with the S24 Ultra. And with the Honor, and we'll talk about this in software, you do get the Honor Connect thing. I've never used it because I don't have an Honor laptop, but they do have their version of DeX. And again, we'll talk about that soon. So with display going to Samsung, we'll move on to the battery. And this is where Honor, spoiler, are going to get a clear win. The Honor Magic 6 Pro has a 5,600 milliamp hour battery. It'll charge wirelessly at 66 watts. It'll charge wired at 100 watts. 80 watts in the US, but UK, Europe, we get 100 watts. That's one of the largest and fastest charging flagship batteries around, period. On the Samsung, bit of a different story. It's a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, so still a big battery, but it's only 45 watts wire charging and 25 watts wireless charging. So, I mean, less than half speeds on both of those, wireless and wired. And again, a 600 milliamp hour battery. Downgrade compared to the Magic 6 Pro. So battery life wise, and I've seen drain tests now. If you search Honor Magic 6 battery drain test, you'll see that it far outperforms the S24 Ultra. Some people are getting like 34 hours of YouTube constant playback, nearly 11 and a half hours of screen on time using internet, camera, Geekbench. The battery on the Magic 6 Pro is, yeah, well done, Honor. So battery, as I say, that's a point. If you're keeping track, that's a point for Honor and a point for Samsung. Speakers, I gave a draw. Now moving on to the software category with these devices. Folks, it's a Samsung. Until, I don't know, hell freezes over, I can't see a day where One UI is beaten when it comes to Android software. To give you reasons, customization, the Good Lock app, compatibility. Samsung just is compatible with all Android. I'd say it's more compatible with Android than the Google Pixel 8 Pro because Google and Samsung work so closely together. The AI features with the Samsung, I've talked about circle to search, the voice translation, the live dictation. It's just next level on the Samsung. Now, Honor are trying. Honor have, as mentioned previously, have Honor Connect. So if you are one of those people that has an Honor watch, another Honor phone, an Honor laptop, it's going to work just like the ecosystem of the Samsung. And I made a video on the Samsung ecosystem. You can see that. I'll link it in the description. But in the UK, I don't know anyone that's got an Honor laptop, phone and watch. I know a lot of people that have all those for Samsung and Apple though. So I admire what Honor are doing, and I'll always praise companies that are trying to give us more, and that's all that Honor are trying to do. But as it is right now, the implementation isn't quite there. So I've done a dedicated software video on One UI. I've compared it so many times to other skins. Magic OS 8 is an upgrade to Magic OS 7 for sure. It does have some AI, like I really like the taking a photo from the gallery and be able to just swipe across to the side of the phone and pop it into Gmail, WhatsApp, wherever you want to put it. I like that feature. I like the multitasking on the Honor. You can have up to like 3 windows open at the same time. You can split the screen, but the Samsung does that as well. There's really nothing that the Honor does that the Samsung can't do. So for that reason, software has to go to the Samsung. I should actually say, I'm going to score the price round as well, actually, just to make it more interesting going into the final round. So it's actually 2-2. 2 for Honor, that's price and battery, and 2 for Samsung display and software. The final round, and what you're probably all waiting to see, is cameras. Now, I will do a full dedicated camera comparison video, so stay tuned for that if you've not already subscribed. The Samsung is quad. It has your ultra wide, your wide, which is a crazy 200 megapixels. It's got the 3x optical zoom lens, and it's also got the 5x, which has replaced the 10x of last year. But this 5x zoom is 50 megapixels. And I've talked about this before. I believe that the 5x 50 megapixel is better than the previous 10x optical 10 megapixel. But when you compare it to the Honor has 50 megapixel wide, 50 megapixel ultra wide, but then they have 180 megapixel 2.5 times optical zoom lens. So I know there's a lot of numbers, and I know it's getting confusing. Ultimately, here's what the devices look at ultra wide, wide, 5x, and then 30x. You look for yourself, do comparisons, and let me know what you think in the comments. Now, all lenses on the rear are going to shoot 4K. In fact, all lenses on the front are going to shoot 4K as well. On the front-facing camera of the Honor, it is capped at 30 frames per second, but you do get 2 lenses. You've got your wide, and then you can go ultra-wide for selfie photos and videos. The Samsung is a single hole punch. But getting back to the cameras, rear video, take a look for yourself. Stable, clear, colours are good. Really hard to score as far as video. I do like that the Samsung has an 8K option, which the Honor doesn't. And in the front facing, the selfie, the Samsung has better mics. It'll go 60 frames per second. And I just think overall that the image is far less washed out. While the Honor is 4K, there's obviously different levels of 4K here, even though it's a 50 megapixel selfie camera on the Honor. I don't know what's quite going on, if it's software or processing, but to me, to my eyes, the Samsung looks and sounds much better. Now, I did mention I'm going to make a dedicated camera video, so that'll come up soon, but based on the samples I've taken just now, I have to give the camera round to Samsung. So with all that being said, Samsung take the camera round, giving them 3 points, with Honor behind just on 2 points. Now, in my opinion, that's a great showing for the Honor Magic 6 Pro, because there was no round where it got crushed, and likewise the S24 Ultra never really got crushed. I mean, yes, battery charging speeds are poor, but if you plug the phone in for an hour, it's dead to 100%. I think what we should take away from this is, yes, the S24 Ultra is still king, but if you're on a bit more of a budget, not that £900 is cheap, but saving £450 to grab yourself an Honor, nowadays, I think it's a good move. Now, a couple of other things that I didn't mention because you know about this, and I ain't the one to give you all the scores and numbers, but I'm just going to quickly talk through a couple. Both have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip inside. Now, it's the 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy, which makes it sound better on the S24 Ultra, but I constantly see Antutu benchmarks, I constantly see like 3D wildlife scores actually favouring the Honor when it comes to performance over a long period. So for quick 10-minute tests, the Samsung does perform better single core and multi-core, but as far as sustainability and stability, anything past like 15-20 minutes, the Honor, so whether that's the vapor chamber or whatever's going on inside to dissipate the heat, the Honor certainly throttles less than the Samsung. So if you're a gamer, and again, don't take my word for it, go YouTube search these tests by better people than me, but I've seen 3 separate videos now where they are saying if you're a gamer and you want a flagship camera phone, the Honor Magic 6 Pro is the one for you. So take all their words for it, not mine. I just wanted to get that in there because I realised I hadn't mentioned about the 8 Gen 3 chip, and it's obviously Android 14 on both as well. So, hopefully you've enjoyed seeing these phones, getting to know a bit more about them. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in buying or if you've already bought one of these devices and your experience. If you enjoyed this, smash like. I'll be back soon with that camera test video and a full review of the Honor Magic 6 Pro. So, until next time,